Bonaducci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Taxi! Get him now, before the police come.
T-minus 5, 4,
Hey, come here.
3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff.
The white zone is for immediate loading.
La zona blanca es...
This afternoon. Fabulous.
along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when you're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy with those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
It's Monday. It's a nice short week because we're going to celebrate the holidays. It's the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. Thanks for watching right here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. Coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club, where future legendary comedian Sean Kearns is hanging out with us today.
Hello, everyone.
One of these days we'll be like, wow, remember when Sean Kearns used to come in here? When he's selling out the garden and shit?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
And you totally threw me. I totally forgot about the last time you were. Well, not that I forgot the last time you were here, but I forgot who was with us. I forgot what went down.
Yeah, because it was a forgettable experience.
No, it was a good show. It was a weird, crazy show, but yeah, totally forgot about that. I don't even remember the guy's name. You remember the guy's name?
No. I thought I was coming in here. You and I were gonna have a nice little chat, little podcast.
Yeah. Well, we did. We had good.
No, of course. But then all of a sudden, these two Breaking Bad extras come walking in. And I'm like, oh, great. I guess I'm going to get fucking hepatitis C from doing a podcast.
Well, you didn't share the mic, thank goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, we had contacted each other. I think, if I remember right, I think I had tried to get you on the show earlier in the year. Yeah. So, but we settled on that date, and I'm thinking, all right, this is cool, up and coming young comedian who I also have, other connections to. But then this guy reached out to me out of nowhere. I had no idea who he was. I don't know how he found me. But same thing, up and coming, brand new. So I figured that would be kind of cool. Get two new comedians and just talk about things and But I figured you guys had like that common bond of being kind of new.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been doing it longer, but you were out for a while. You still.
Yes.
So you're still kind of new, kind of.
Yes.
And he was brand spanking new, so I thought it'd be cool. But he walked in that morning. He didn't ask in advance if he could bring his wife, girlfriend. I don't know what she was, but
something.
Yeah, but if my memory serves me right, he didn't tell me, and he just kind of brought her in. And Sean was just saying before we went on the air that she went on the couch. Sean said immediately, "Oh, I knew she was going to just work her way into this show."
They had it planned out. I don't even know if it was him that messaged you. All right, I think she somehow was pulling the strings and infiltrated her way in.
That could be.
Yeah, it was like being on Maury and Duck Dynasty at the same time in this room. He came in, and I'm like, is this guy lost? I was going to be like, hey, we don't sell Sudafed here, And then she comes in, and I'm like, oh, my God, they're wearing matching T-shirts. This is all planned. This has been planned. They're wearing matching Harry Potter T-shirts.
Yeah.
Guessing more movie watchers than book readers. And then she fucking sits on the couch, and I'm like, she's gonna. I'm like, not even 90 seconds. She's gonna start.
And
talking.
it was, yeah, I think 30 seconds.
She just wouldn't it bothered her that he was talking.
Yes.
on his guest appearance on a podcast.
Yeah.
She had it all planned out. And then they had their kids in the car.
Well, that was the thing. So I don't think we found that out until after.
Not until the end. The kids came in to use the bathroom.
Right.
Because they were sitting outside in a 1997 Toyota Tercel with the grandma.
Yeah.
Why did they come here? Why wouldn't they just be at some sort of house? Why would they all come here together to sit behind Tri-County so he could do a podcast? Because it was all planned.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was all her. Because, he didn't seem to know anything that was going on.
No.
And you're right. Every time, they were getting mad at each other. And I think they didn't even say it to her at one point, this is my guest spot.
I don't know, because he wouldn't have the balls to. He just okay, hon, you talk. She brought nothing to the table.
No.
But it was still interesting. It was still interesting. I think it was ultimately a good move. You had to put her on the mic, because otherwise she would have just been on the couch yapping away.
Right.
And I was, you know what? I try to practice acceptance now. I try to meditate now.
Oh, really?
I try to just be laid back. But then, because I'm sober now, but sometimes, the old me just comes, just crawling back up, you know what I'm saying? And it's I was seething underneath. You know why?
No.
Because, one, I knew what the game plan was. I saw it from a mile away. Two, they were just annoying me. And then three, I had been on a different podcast, like 5 or 6 years ago. It was, my first podcast.
Yeah.
I did a show after Broadway Comedy Club, and the host was like, hey, you want to do this podcast? I'm like, yeah, sure. So it was a couple weeks later, and they had done an episode before I was going on. And whoever that guest was decided to stay on for my episode.
Oh.
And talk the whole time. Dude, I couldn't get a word in.
They recorded the episode with the guest.
Yeah.
And that guest decided to stay.
Yeah.
And talk. See, I do hate.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that. When they try to take over which she kind of did.
No, not really.
I mean, yeah.
I'm being more hateful than I should be. She's all right.
Well,
but
it does. But see, I didn't see it from a mile away. I'm naive
the matching T-shirts.
Well, yeah, I was like, what the?
Why are you wearing matching T-shirts if you're not planning on being
true
on camera? Right.
Yeah.
I knew it. It was just a manipulation tactic.
I just figured she stole one from Tri-County and realized she had two when she got in the car, and then she just made him wear it.
Yeah. You know what? I'm like, they didn't read Harry Potter. I mean, maybe the Spark Notes version.
Well, she just stole the first shirt she saw. She's like, I don't even know that band, Harry Potter. That was
fun.
And see, again, I'm naive, so I'm always like, yeah, sure, come on in, let's sit and talk. And then certain times, certain shows, people do completely take over, and I'm just sitting here like, oh, why did I do this? Or I'll have people come to me, why did you invite that person? You know what's going to happen? I'm like, no, I didn't know what was going to happen.
Oh, you had no idea. How can you know? You know what I mean?
Right.
And she did. She weaseled her way in and sat on the couch. She infiltrated the room. Yeah. You really had. She kind of put you in a corner. She had to come sit down and talk into the mic.
Well,
I suppose
there's a comedian in the city, Nathan Orton. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're a wrestling guy, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
It's his brother.
Okay.
Funny comedian. And I got friendly with him, so I invited him in here one day, and he did the same thing. He walks in, he goes, is it all right if my girlfriend just sits on the couch and watches? I'm like, all right, yeah, sure, no problem. So then she walks in. I guess she was waiting in the hallway, waiting for me. So she sits down, and we're talking before the show starts. I think I had talked to Nathan before, but this was the first time I met him in person. So the three of us are just talking, and she seemed nice. So I finally said to her, we were just about to go on. I go, do you want to sit and she said no. And that, I kind of thought, oh, that's cool. She's not trying to infiltrate. But I said again, come on, it'll be fun. And then Nathan even said, oh, yeah, she once hosted a podcast. I'm like, oh, then you got to come. Right. So she did. She came and sat, and we had a freaking blast. They were open. First of all, she's beautiful. And then they were talking about their sex life, and we had a great time with them. So I always just... that kind of sets the precedent or spoils me, because then I think every time it's going to go that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
It was interesting for sure. It was a good show. It's good radio, 100%.
Yeah, it's
good radio.
It is good radio, but
threw me off.
It threw me
off a little bit.
And I'm not. I mean, I'm not by any means a Boy Scout in here, but I don't like. I'm not a big shock. I love Howard Stern. I love that type of radio, but that's not me.
Right.
I'm more of a. I mean, I'll go anywhere, and we can talk about any topic, and I'll cross any line, and we can laugh our asses off. But I, that was more like Howard Stern and his pack. Whatever. I forget what he called them.
Yeah, with
Crackhead Bob.
Yeah,
and all that
exactly.
Type of shit.
That was basically. Yeah,
she almost was a female version of that.
Absolutely. And of course, I only say these things when she's not here because I don't have the balls to say it. Because she's probably boofing a switchblade.
Oh, without a doubt.
Ass. And I was like, you never know. You never know who is bad. Well, we knew, right? But then it's like, okay, now you got to like walk on eggshells because you want to keep your jugular intact.
Yeah.
So you just let it rock, and then you just let someone who has no business like talking just talk like the whole time. Because if I set a boundary and was like, hey, can you please stop talking? Like, what the fuck did you just fucking say to me?
Yeah.
She probably stabbed her 9th grade math teacher.
That was a good sound effect, by the way.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, no.
I totally think that we will see them on the news at some point for something.
Yeah, for fucking killing me because I'm talking too much. They're probably watching this show right now. They're like, "Oh, Sean's back on the show."
And the whole family will be waiting outside for you.
Oh my goodness! How far away what town were they from?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I might have to walk out the front door, out the back door.
I want to say Merrick. I don't know if that's right.
No, they're from like somewhere in.
Closer?
No, dude, they're clearly from Suffolk County. Because Suffolk County is the South with higher taxes. And there's just people that walk out of the woods and think that they should be on a podcast. And it blows my mind.
Have you crossed paths with Andy Plajanos at all?
No.
All right, because he lives in... was that you? Did you just
That was the chair.
Are you sure?
There was friction.
Yeah, right.
Between the table and the chair.
I ripped one Friday before we went on the air.
Before we went on,
the air, and we had 2 female guests, both in their 70s. And Andy Plajanos was with me. He's sitting in that chair, and he's like, they were just about to walk in. He goes, dude, that's totally going to linger when they walk in. And I'm like, okay.
How much ventilation?
Not really.
No.
None. And you can see these things are all dusty. I got to clean them. So, yeah. So that girl didn't kill you, but you'll end up getting sick or something.
Probably.
Between my gas and the dust.
She's going to find me. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, so anyway, yeah. So Andy Plajanos, he lives in Port Jeff Station, and he's from Setauket. He's trying to start some kind of turf war. He was just on Friday. He was telling me the Suffolk County comedy scene is better than this flyover county. That's what he called it, a flyover county.
They don't have an airport over there.
They live in MacArthur.
Isn't MacArthur? Isn't that in Nassau? Or what is that? That's
No, that's way out in Suffolk.
Really?
Yeah.
I fly out of like regular airports. I don't fly out of these fucking tiny ass airports that they are taking credit. Oh, we have an airport.
It's true. It is very tiny there.
Yeah. No.
Like their brains.
Yeah. No. Of course, it's always been said: the farther away you are from the city, the better the comedy scene. Right. The longer train ride you have to take to the city to do actual comedy shows.
Yeah.
The better. What do they have? They have one comedy club.
Yeah, McGuire's.
But
it's owned by governors, so be
right.
careful.
No. Love the club. Love the club.
Just not the people.
Like, come on. It's like, and that's like, what are you doing? Because like Long Island's Long Island. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much the same shit. It's
agree.
a little more dense in Nassau, but it's like I don't know if there should be bragging one way or the other. It's like I don't know. If that's what they're trying to do, I don't know. It's probably just to do it just to like. Create conversation.
Yes, get themselves on the map.
Look at him. We fell for it. Now we're talking about it. Good on him.
Yeah. Success.
Yeah.
And there he is. Nassau is a flyover county. I just quoted you a minute ago, Andy, for saying that. Nassau is showing geography skills. And then he even then was like throwing out names of people in the Suffolk County scene, like the open mic scene. He was throwing out names. He's like, what do you got? And I struggled.
With what?
Names like who's in the Suffolk scene, who's in the Nassau scene.
Because it's all blended together. What are we gonna start wearing uniforms? You know what I mean? Like start wearing different colors. Like we're like gangs.
Yeah, it's a turf war, like Biggie and Tupac.
I don't know. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Suffolk, but then again, I've never really been a big fan of Nassau either. I don't know.
Oh, is that right? And you're not even here anymore, right?
No, I'm in Yonkers.
Yeah.
Which is
is
a little spicy.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure.
And what sent you out there? Closer to work or a girl?
Girl, I had gone up to Westchester, above Westchester actually, for treatment for alcoholism. So I went to this place called St. Christopher's Inn, and I did like 3 months of treatment because I was just like, that's what I needed.
Yeah,
and
that's a
just
long
like
time.
lock me up and throw away the key because like nothing else was working.
Wow.
And then it was like this monastery, like this. It was all friars and nuns and stuff. But they didn't like. It wasn't like it was very spiritual, but it wasn't like religious.
Okay.
Which like one would think when you hear about the place itself. But I knew about it, like, and people had nothing but good things to say about it. And I'm like, well, I don't know. You had to go there for 3 months, and you lived in like this shelter, and so you lived, and I wasn't like homeless, but that was just part of the treatment. So you lived in like this shelter that was run by the friars.
Yeah.
These friars were no bullshit. Like you couldn't fuck around at all, right?
Really?
So yeah. So the whole premise of the place itself was you have to earn your bed. Like you're not. You go to like these other like rehabs on Long Island or anywhere. Like I've been to all these places, and everyone thinks they're like they deserve things, right?
Yes.
So there's always like this sense of like entitlement, and there's like it lacks humility, right? So this was a very humbling experience where I go there and you gotta wear a button down and pants every day during the day from 8 a.m. to like 6 p.m. You gotta wear a button down and pants because they're trying to clean you up. They're trying to make you, they're trying to build you up. A lot of people go into these places broken, so they're like, you're worthy. You're a worthy person.
And that visual kind of tricks you a little bit and builds you. Okay.
So yeah, then you would either work in the morning and then do treatment in the afternoon or vice versa, right? So we would work in the kitchen. We fed each other. We fed ourselves. So like I worked in the front of the kitchen. So I like served people. I like set up the tables and stuff.
How many people are we talking?
It fits like 180 men. It's
my goodness.
Men only. When I had gone in because of COVID, there was only like 45 people. And then by the time I had left after 3 months, there was like back up to like 100.
Wow.
So yeah, so now it's at like 120, and I think that's like a soft, like that's a good number for them. I don't think they're gonna be any bigger than that. But yeah, so basically it was like 3 months of like working, and it was a very spiritual experience. Like they had a chapel, and you can really go there in your free time whenever you wanted to like just sort of like meditate or just be at peace. It was nice and quiet because it was pretty packed. Like it's not the biggest place, and it's a lot of men going, walking around. And it was just all about accountability, and it was all about like humility and, just making the uncomfortable decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't let you, like they would really push you to do the uncomfortable things, right? Because
that's why you're there.
Well, yeah, like pain is the touchstone to progress. I read that somewhere. That's not my quote, but that is essentially what recovery is. It's like doing the difficult thing. I spent a very long time trying to do what was easiest and what was most comfortable for me, and I found myself just kind of going in circles, and it's like I had to finally decide, and I walked in there pretty broken, pretty like beat up in like emotionally, like mentally.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just going to do whatever they say. I've been fighting going there for the longest time because of the working, and the 3 months is a very long time, right?
Sure is.
So that was very overwhelming to me, that thought, right? But then, I had promised my mom, and I said, I will go there. I was always bargaining. I was always like trying to cut deals. Like, I don't want to go there. Just give me another shot, out there. Like I'll go to meetings, I'll really try to stay sober this time. I really didn't want to go to St. Christopher's.
Right.
Turned out that's exactly what I needed, right? So I had gone there, and then I did 3 months there, and then they had a house. It's like this giant mountain. It's called Graymore. And then they had this house where they used to have like these friars. They used to have like hundreds of friars there. Now there's only like 40, They used to have a ton of nuns, and there's not that many anymore.
Right.
But there used to be it used to be a huge complex. So they had this house that fit like 22 men. And they were all friars in training. This is like back in the 20s. Like this is a very old.
Right.
I'm banging my head on shit all the time, and so there was like the sober house. So it was sort of like a continuation of the treatment that I was already in, but it was a little more freedom.
Right.
And in this house, I decided, I'm like, do I want to go back to Long Island and go back to doing the same things over and over again with the same people, or do I want to switch it up, right? So like in this house, still ton of rules. that you have to abide by. Like if you break these rules, like you automatically like you get it's called a discharge meeting with all like the heads of all the departments, and you have to like basically explain why you should stay there. Like you're not guaranteed a bed there, you know. Like if you like bring food up to the dorm, or you know sneak outside and smoke when you're not supposed to.
Right. That's exactly what I was about to ask. We're not talking about disappearing for a night and drinking. We're talking about a lot lesser things like sneaking food up to your room.
Literally, like the small. These were the rules. And then if you broke the rules, you had to do community service, right? So you had to make your bed every morning. You had to wake up at 6 a.m. make your bed. Not a problem. So one day I made my bed, and then I guess I must have been in a rush. I left a sweatshirt and a book on top of my made bed, and in the rule book, you're not allowed to have anything on your bed. So here I am. I'm like sitting in like the morning group, and I'm like, you know, I'm following all the rules. Like if you want to follow the rules, you can. It's really not that hard.
Right.
I wasn't aware that one, you couldn't do this, and two, that I had even done it. So when they handed me this thing for community service, it's 1 hour a day. But sometimes I only got 1 hour. Sometimes they'll give out 5 hours. So you're doing for 5 days.
Right.
And you could do any number of things, but basically you're just working in the kitchen, like cleaning pots. You're doing food prep. So you're shaving carrots. Wow. You're chopping up onions. We prepped all our food, you know, ourselves. There were cooks there and chefs and stuff, but we did all like the labor. So that was like just another level of accountability that you would never see anywhere else.
Right.
You would never do, you know, there was never, you know, you would have to like mess up like 5 times and do something really bad in order for you to get kicked out of somewhere else, because everything else was state run. So it was like Oasis. So they had to follow like all these regulations and rules and stuff. So they separated the two. So at St. Christopher's, there was this shelter, right? So that was run by the friars. Right. And across the street was the outpatient. That was another reason why you were able to do it for 3 months, because it was actually considered outpatient, not inpatient. Oh. So the shelter that you stayed in was paid for by the friars. So the food that you ate, the clothes that you were given, electricity, all of that was paid for by donations and by the friars.
Oh, wow.
Right. So that's why they didn't take any state money there. But then when you cross
and no
the street,
money from you or the patients? What do they call them?
Clients? I'm sure they worked out a way to when they were like, you know, charging the insurance company, because they were still charging insurance companies for treatment.
Right, right.
I don't know the specifics of that, but I do know that most of like our living expenses was paid for because it wasn't technically an inpatient.
Right. Okay.
So, and then they had the outpatient right across the street. You would just walk to go to group, and that was Oasis, like state run stuff like that. So they were able to separate the two, and that's why they were able to make these hard rules to follow, and that's why that program works so well, and that's why you see a higher success rate in a program like that compared to, and you can get sober anywhere. I'm not discounting that,
right,
but
right.
This place really just has this like I really like can't even explain it, but I wanted to stay there, right? So like, when I was in there for 3 months, you had an AA meeting every night. So these guys from the sober house, the house with the friars in training, they didn't use that anymore because there was like no friars. So they turned it into like a sober house, which is on the mountain. Every other Wednesday, the guys from that sober house would come and speak to the people in the shelter at St. Christopher's Inn. And I would hear them speak, and I'm like, well, these guys really have a good message. You know, they have a really good... they just seem like they know what they're doing, and they just seem to have like a good grip on like sobriety, you know? Okay. And it's not guaranteed to get in that house. You have to do very well at St. Christopher's. There's an interview process and everything like that just to get into the house. Right. So there was also that other like level of like, there was like the sifting through of like the riffraff as well. You can't BS your way into the house.
You're talking around 100 guys trying to get into a house of like, 22.
Yeah. Not even. So it was at the time when I was in the house, there was only 12 of us.
Oh, wow.
So now they're up to like 15 or 16, and that's capped. So yeah, so out of like 100 guys, only 16, and then you're allowed to stay there for like, I think 9 months. Some stay longer.
Wow.
Right. So I was like, I think I need this. I think I want this. Right. So you have to, when you get into this house, so you finish St. Christopher's, you leave with a suit. They take suit donations. So everyone that leaves St. Christopher's that completes the program leaves with a suit that they can have for their job interview, or just to feel better about themselves, right? Yeah. So you wear your suit the day you're leaving, and you do a speech in front of the whole inn, and it's really like powerful stuff. And so I did that, and then I went straight to the house.
To do your stand-up?
No,
I'm kidding.
I tried cutting. You know what? That's another thing too. It's like I used to try to be the funny guy,
right? At
all these rehabs, I wanted acceptance. I wanted people to think I was funny. I wanted people to like me for all the wrong reasons, you know. Yeah. And at this place, I tried holding other people accountable as well as myself, and people didn't really like that, right? So it's like
Who does?
Right. So my behavior changed in this place. So I really tried, and I was obviously still like making jokes and stuff, but that wasn't my main intention, right? And so then when you move to this house, you can't work. So you go on food stamps. You're on the state helps you.
Yeah.
Because you're not allowed to get a job right away. A lot of the times, like I would leave a rehab and I'm like, I need to get back to work, and I end up prioritizing that over my recovery.
Right.
And anything I put in front of my recovery, I'm gonna lose. Like it took me a very long time, and to learn that.
But that's a lot of walks of life. People who are having health issues won't because they worry about the money of the insurance, so they try to the prioritize wrong. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and so I had to work on this farm, this organic farm.
Oh wow!
We used compost from the friary and the convent where the nuns were, like all the waste, like food waste, and also at the inn. So every day, like it would get collected, and then we turn it into soil, and we'd make lettuce, tomatoes, like flowers. It was all potted like plants. It was on like a parking lot, so it wasn't like this giant field.
Yeah.
But it was all like wooden, like kind of like coffins of like soil, and then we grew stuff like rows and rows and rows and rows of stuff. Wow. So your first 3 months in the house, you work on this farm in the morning, and then you do treatment in the afternoon, and then the rest of the day is yours, and you would go to a meeting or whatever you want.
Rest of the day, I'd be conked out, man.
Yeah, so the farm was only like 3.5 hours a day.
Only?
Yeah, I mean it was nice, like
I'm sure, but I'm sure it's hard work.
Yeah, it was pretty decent. I was in the hoop houses where the tomatoes were because I was tall, so I was able to fix stuff if I had to, and I would just have my headphones in and I would just cater to these tomato plants, and before I knew it was over, and it helped me become like one with nature in a sense, it was just very serene where I normally wouldn't, stay away from dirt and bugs and shit like that, right? So, and I would have to go around and like there would be like these caterpillars that would eat entire tomato plants, like whole thing. They would just over a night just eat the whole thing. So it like someone drops eggs on the leaf. The caterpillar can't climb up the plant. It's like it's hatched on the tomato plant, grows into a fucking caterpillar, and then just chomps away and just eats an entire tomato plant.
How are they not like 800 pounds? What?
They would be huge. They would be big.
Really?
They would be like not like big, like that big. And then like these wasps would like plant eggs in it and like infest these caterpillars. This is insane. So it got to a point where I was basically just on the hunt. I would spend 3 hours because they were all over the place, these caterpillars eating the tomato plants. And then I would spend months building up this tomato plant just for the next day dead because of these. There'd be two or three caterpillars just going crazy on it, and they're the color of the leaves. They were green caterpillars.
Holy crap!
I forgot what they were called, but they were all over the place.
Green caterpillars?
Yeah, and so, but if I saw them on a leaf, I would just cut the leaf off. Caterpillar would fall to the ground. It can't climb. It can't do anything. So then it would just be. So I wouldn't like kill. I don't like killing things. I mean, I was killing it still, but like not like, So that's what I did. I did that for 3 months, and then got a job, and I stayed at the house for a total of 7 months.
Wow, man.
Yeah, and then I moved to some apartment, like a bedroom in an apartment, for a few months, and then my girlfriend and I moved in together in Yonkers in May. I moved in with her in May. So this is all, pretty recent, Right. So I moved in with her in Yonkers in May, and I came back to stand up end of July, and now I'm here.
And you've been getting out there pretty steadily.
I have been. I took a little break this month. Just I wanted to focus on this upcoming show that I have on the 2nd at Radigan's in South Hempstead. Originally I was going to do it at Governor's, but I had to switch it.
Oh.
So yeah, December 2nd, Radigan's, 7 o'clock. It's Saturday night. And I wanted to just, I was doing this thing where like the last show I had here didn't go well.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was a featured comic.
Yeah. Over the summer.
This was.
Oh no, September.
This was what's this month? It was end of October.
Oh, it was end of October.
I've done the end of each month for John Butera.
Oh, okay.
Here.
Okay.
So it was the end of October, and I had been doing this thing where I'm writing new material every show.
For every show?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Right. So the writing was on the wall because that's not a sustainable approach at all, right?
Yeah.
So even if I did have a good show, I would say it's really more luck than anything, you know, in terms of like timing and you know, the reception from the crowd. It wasn't because I had developed this tight knit like set, right? So it wasn't sustainable. I found myself I would write jokes and then write new jokes. I would think of new stuff like the day of and write it down on my phone and then try to memorize it before I went on. Yeah, super stressful.
Oh my goodness.
Super stressful.
Yeah.
So the last show, all new material, and you know, I had like these ideas, I had like these jokes in my head already. I just didn't like formulate it. And then I don't know what, that week was super busy. I was just doing a bunch of stuff and I didn't really have time to prepare. And I even rushed to get here for whatever reason it was. And then I'm like trying to like read everything I wrote right before I went on, but I'm having conversations with people and I don't want to be like, hey man, I can't talk because I'm unprofessional. So I'm just playing it cool. Like, yeah, let's have a conversation. Meanwhile, I'm dying on the inside because I got to remember my lines.
Right.
So I liked it. Like it was, you know, if people are coming to see me twice, I would like to have some new material at the very least, right? Yeah. So a lot of it was because I was just thinking of new jokes. So I'm like, all right, so I want to just say these new jokes, right? So it worked up until, you know, and it could have been the crowd, it could have been my timing, it could have just been how I felt on stage because I was like getting kind of sick as well, like I wasn't feeling well. Just was like a bad vibe all around for me.
Yeah.
And so once that happened, I'm like, okay, well, I needed that to happen, right? So like for me,
it's part of it. It's part of the life.
Absolutely. So it was a good experience in a number of ways. One, that's just good to have because you're never going to crush it every time,
right?
At least me. And then also, everybody. Yeah, right. And then also like it made me realize, okay, I need to like regroup and sort of think of a different approach to like how I'm doing this. So this time around, like I've been writing new stuff and rehearsing it, giving myself a lot of time to do it.
Right.
I'm also going to be, there aren't that many open mics up in Westchester, but there are open mics up in Westchester. So between like this week, I know there's like the holidays, but between this week and December 2nd, I will be just, you know, testing out some stuff at open mics and things of that nature. So yeah, that's basically what's going on. So yeah, I was fairly busy. I did like the roast. I did a bunch of shows for John. I did a show at Broadway Comedy Club, which went really well. And I had a bunch of like cousins that came with all their significant others, and that was super nice. And, you know, my girlfriend and her friends came, and it went really well. And then I was gonna do it again, and then I'm like, nah, you know, let me just, because it takes me out. The way I was doing it was taking me out for the day. You know, like the whole day, I'm just sort of like, I need to do this. I need to like, I sort of like shut myself out. You know, in my apartment with my girlfriend, I'm like, I need the bedroom, and I'll be in front of the mirror, just rehearsing, you know, like fixing stuff.
Yeah.
For hours the day of, when I should really just have like, you know.
You should be relaxed.
Have the day. You know, it's like, it's already like, you know, stand-up's hard enough, you know, so for me to like let it consume me for a day or more just for 7 minutes, and I'm not like I'm not minimizing it, but there's just better ways of doing it, right? So that's what sort of opened my eyes, and I knew that was going to happen eventually, and I'm glad it happened when it did.
Well, that's the thing. Like you mentioned, you know, about, you know, the people who are coming a second time. They're coming a second time because they liked what they saw the first time, and
yeah.
And I hear you. I mean, it doesn't have to be the same exact set every time you go up there, but I'm a big music guy. So and I have a lot of musician friends. So I'm always trying to. There's a lot of. It's a very similar life, in my opinion, comedians and actors and musicians. And to me, it's just like going to a concert. You know, most people at the concert want to hear the greatest hits.
Yeah.
It's the same thing at a comedy club. You know, they want to hear, first off, I think it depends on the comedian, but if it's a well-known comedian, they want to hear certain bits that the comedian's known for. If it's not somebody that as known, they remember they had a good time, but they don't remember a lot of the bits.
Yeah.
So they just remember, oh, I remember that guy. He was funny. And now they're hearing it almost like it's the first time, because they don't, unless, I mean, I'm not, after a while they do get familiar with the bits, and it is good to change it up, and of course just for ourselves we want to change it up, but yeah, for every show, man, that's but that shows where you are too, that you would write these bits and it would go well up until the one time. But I mean, I mean, but that is a testament to what you got going on in the talent there. I mean, because if they were going well, you now have probably a good hour's worth of material.
Well, that's the thing.
Which says a lot about you. So
right.
That's
so
great.
that's why I was able to, now I can take what worked
right.
and incorporate it into like a new like solid set and like that. So that's what I've been working on right now.
Hone it and
and it's also like when people will be like, oh yeah, like you did really great, right? But like I have a different way of like deeming whether or not I did well. One, did I remember everything I wrote?
Okay.
On stage. If I did, okay, great. Obviously, like, yes, if everyone enjoyed it and like laughed and everything, that's most important, right? But as far as like how I am and I'm trying to progress as a comic, how am I doing, right? So like, how is my comfort level on stage, right? So it's like a lot of the times if I'm not comfortable on stage, that's when I'll tend to forget things.
Oh, sure.
Or I'll get a little, so I'll get a little flustered and things like that. And like that is really what I'm trying to remove. So what people don't see on stage is how I'm feeling on the inside. And so that's how I'm judging my performances, is that I need to be 100%, and no one's ever 100% comfortable, I don't think, at least, but more so like I have like this, or I look confident on stage, but I'm really like, okay, what's the next thing I'm saying? What's the next thing I'm saying? And a lot of the times I'll put like my notes on my phone and then put it on the stool just in case. And I want to just not have to do that, right? Or I want to be able to be distracted by a heckler or someone in the crowd, work that for 10 seconds or not go too crazy with it, but then be able to just get right back to where I was.
Sure.
And if I do that doing all new material, I can't do it, right? So like someone said some stupid shit, I was trying to blame the whole Hamas thing on Taylor Swift, and some idiot was like, Travis Kelce. It's like just blurted out Travis Kelce, and I didn't hear him, so I'm like, what? He's like, Travis Kelce. I'm like, oh, that's fucking hilarious, bro. And I'm like, you want to come tell a joke? I tried handing him the mic.
Right.
And I'm like, and I literally had to be like, where was I? And everyone was like, Taylor Swift. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. And I had to get back into it. But at that point, I was like, he kind of like took me out, right? So it's like, if I was more comfortable on stage like that, I would be like, oh, great, someone's talking. Let me jump into that, or maybe pivot or something like that, right? So that's where I'm trying to get at, right? But you're not going to do that unless you're just constantly putting yourself out there.
Because that's half the battle. Because you have to look confident up there, and then you have to be confident with the material. No matter how good or bad the joke is, if you're 100% behind it, then you kind of win them over most of the time. I mean, a halfway decent joke goes over better if you sell it 100%, if you're 100% behind it. It might not be a joke you hold on to forever, but it's still the energy of the set. To me, looking confident, having the right energy, that's half of it. It's not just telling the jokes. Yeah. Because again, if you're nervous, you're going to be a mess. You lose your place. But then that too, because I do that in my murder mysteries. It's like a stock. Like I've been doing audience interactive murder mystery shows for almost 30 years, and they're interactive. So to me, like it's the best way to hone crowd work because we're constantly going off the script to mess around with the audience. But I have all these things that have been said through the years. So I'm like in my head, I'm like, oh, I got to hold on to that one. So I do it in the show, make it look like that it's coming out of my head right now, and the audience, oh my God, he's so quick, he's so witty. Meanwhile, I'm like, no, this is the game, this is the trick. I've had this in my head for 20 years. I'm not that smart. I'm not that witty. But that's a perfect example. I do it all the time. If I get somebody yelling some shit out from the audience, and now we're interacting with them, and they won't shut up, eventually I'll be like, all right, now shut up, and then I'll stop like, no, I forgot where we were, and it works every time. It gets a big laugh. Meanwhile, I know exactly where we are. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm just going for the laugh. And I'm telling you, it works every single time. But those are the things that you learn the more you do it, going up there, and the more you're doing it, and the more comfortable you are. I mean, I do. I give you credit for being able to write a whole new set each time, but at the same time, I'm thinking, yeah, there's probably a lot of good stuff there that wasn't honed out from being up there a bunch of times. Yeah.
And then it's like, and then I don't know, if I'm doing new stuff, and then I'm never doing it again. Right. And I'm like, oh, it didn't work then. But I don't know that it necessarily didn't work. I may have just delivered it wrong. Right. Exactly. The timing was wrong, right? Or the energy was off, right? Or I maybe put that joke in the wrong place in my set. Sure. There's so many moving parts to it. Right. Where I'm like, oh, fuck, they didn't laugh. And done, right? And then I never do it again, and like it's also wasteful because it could turn out to be something that could work out long term. So
well, and you say you don't want people to hear something a second time, but meanwhile you have people that never heard it the first time, and like you said, it could be a great bit. Yeah. Wow, man. So all right, so on the second, so this is the first time that you're taking stuff that you've written in the past and putting together a solid set.
I'm not gonna so. I've like incorporated some stuff from past shows into a little bit, like little here and there. For me, what's super important when I'm on stage is getting a laugh in like the first like 10 seconds, 10, 15 seconds.
Sure. Yeah.
For me, that sets the tone for me and how I'm feeling. Because if I feel like if I'm losing the crowd in the beginning, very hard for me mentally to recover, right? But that also just comes with more experience and things like that. So I usually now I'm gonna definitely like, all right, what was a no-brainer that worked? I'm gonna start with that, right? And then like no-brainer, what worked? Gonna end with that, right? And then I'll incorporate things in between, but at least I know that those things will work, and then go from there. So yeah, I'm gonna do all the stuff I've written. I'm really gonna try not to do anything new. It's gonna be hard for me because I just like when I'm writing, I'm like, oh wait, what about that? Or like when I go to bed at night, I start thinking of like I couldn't fall asleep last night.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was. I think it was too hot in my bedroom. I couldn't fucking fall asleep last night, and I'm like thinking, and then I'll think of a joke, and then I'm like, I'll remember it in the morning.
Oh no.
I'm not taking my phone out. Right. I'll remember it in the morning, and then I'm like, fuck, and then I get and then I'm staring at the blue light again, and I'm up for another half hour, just to write some self-deprecating fat joke. You know what I mean? That I totally would have remembered in the morning because I'm still fat in the morning. So it's like I would have remembered it then too. And I was just like, so that's basically how I'm doing things now. And I'm like doing that. So I'm doing the stand-up, trying to get back into filmmaking as well. So
well, you just made something. I saw on Facebook.
Well, I helped on my friend's film.
Oh, okay.
So I went to school I got my film degree, so I have like a lot of friends from college, and a lot of them were working in props, or they were working in like the unions, and everyone was not working because of the strikes.
Right.
So they had some time, so they decided to my one friend had decided to make a short film. So he had reached out to me and was like, I got this part for you. And it's always like, I'm always like this typecast, fucking angry bully, fucking, sex worker, beater type shit. So that's what I was. I was like harassing. He's like, yeah, you're going to like harass this sex worker on the street. And the two protagonists are going to like come like save the day. And I'm going to turn around and be like, oh, you want to fight? Type shit. And it was cool because I haven't acted in a long time. So it was great to like get in front of the camera again.
Nice.
Awesome experience. It was so refreshing to be around people that share the same passion. A lot of the people like myself, I was doing it to help out. I wasn't really expecting anything in return. You're just helping out a friend, and then maybe you hope one day when you're making your own film, they'll return the favor, right?
Exactly.
But even if that doesn't happen, like I was just still happy to help out, and so yeah, I was an actor one night out on the streets of like Sunnyside, Queens, and then I helped out on set, sort of like just like the grip, just all around, just helping out and stuff. And that was really great to get back into that. And I've sort of been just doing like a bunch of different things. Like my other friend, she had me on as I was doing this Budweiser photo shoot with like MLB, like they had like beer cans, like MLB beer cans with Budweiser. So I was like on set for that photo shoot. That was this week. That was on Wednesday.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm hopping around, and then I was just at a film festival this weekend. I was like, Friday I go to the library a lot because I work from home now, so I hate being in the apartment for too long. I fucking lose my mind.
Yep, I hear you.
It's too many cats. Too many cats.
How many cats?
3 fucking cats.
That's 3 too many.
2 got grandfathered in because they were already my girlfriends, right? I was never a cat fan.
Yeah, me neither.
Never.
No.
I don't understand the point.
They're weird.
I never understood the point of their existence. Right. I just knew that they made me sneeze. I thought that was their only purpose.
I'm deadly allergic. Yeah.
Yeah. So like when we met, she's got 2 cats, and I'm like, all right, well, fuck, she's got cats, but like, I really like her, so like, I'll fucking deal with it. And I like built up this like tolerance, I guess, or maybe it was just the Zyrtec flowing through my veins, but whatever. I finally got over it, and then she was talking about getting a 3rd cat, and I'm like, no, like, we have an 800 square foot apartment, like, 3 cats, it's a lot. Plus, I want a dog at some point, and then of course, she's in the parking garage one day. She's going to work. She's taking my car to go to work. And she came up and she's like, oh, there's a stray cat downstairs. So she gets a can of cat food.
Oh, that's it.
And I'm like, I think I maybe even said it out loud. I'm like, no. You know what I mean? Like, no, we can't
They're
have a
not
third
stray.
cat.
They do. That's what they do. They walk around outside and go places. That's what they do. They're not stray.
Well, so it turns out this one wasn't chipped, but she was neutered. So she brings the can down. She goes to work, right? She takes my car. I'm up in the apartment, and I'm like, oh my fuck. If this cat is like really like a stray feral, like homeless cat, one can is not going to be enough. So I grab like 2 cans and a squeeze up and dry food. I bring it all downstairs.
Oh my goodness.
And this fucking cat like runs out from underneath a Jeep Renegade and just starts rubbing her face on my leg. Mm-hmm. Oh my God damn it. Like this tuxedo cat, super cuddly, purring. I'm like, whatever. I just put the food down and I'm like, bon appetit. And I feel like I go upstairs because I didn't want to get attached. And then I'm like,
it's too late at that point.
I go upstairs and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, now where's it going to sleep? Right? If it's like stuck in this parking garage, I don't even know how it got in there. Where's it going to sleep? So I go back downstairs. I grab a sweatshirt that I don't really use. I grab a cardboard box. We had just got an Amazon package. And I open up the cardboard. I cut it up. I put the sweatshirt in, and I bring it over to my parking space.
Was it the same sweatshirt that was sitting on the bed that shouldn't have been sitting on the bed?
No. This was like an old work sweatshirt. Everything from that place I like torched. All the clothes I wore at that place, gone. So then I'm like, I make this little bedding for the fucking cat. Put all the food like in front of like my parking spot, against the wall. And I gave her water, and she's just following me around. Now I can't get rid of her.
Well, yeah, no wonder.
I know. And then I'm like, wait, this isn't...
I'm going to get lost in your parking garage.
I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, this isn't sustainable. This cat can't live in my parking space. I'm going to run it over one day, right?
That would be my plan.
So right. So I had gotten back upstairs because someone else was walking through the door. You can't get out of the garage without your like key, and my girlfriend had my car keys.
Your car, right.
I didn't bring her keys, so I'm literally stuck in this parking garage now. I'm waiting for someone else to have to walk through the door or come in. Dude, no one came into this parking garage for like an hour and a half. So I'm stuck in this parking garage.
What the...
And I'm like, I'm not going to call anybody because somebody has to be coming into this parking garage soon to go up to their apartment.
Right.
Never happened. So I'm literally just sitting there with the cat. I'm fucking hanging out with the cat.
Did anybody bring you food? They're like, there's a homeless guy sitting in our garage for 90 minutes.
He's a loiterer. This fucking cat man. Yeah, so I'm like, whatever. And then my girlfriend like comes back from work, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, now what? And then, and we were both sort of like apprehensive. Like, do we really need to, this cat, I didn't know what the fuck cat AIDS was. That's a thing.
Cat AIDS?
Cat AIDS.
Cats get AIDS?
Yes. They have cat AIDS. Yeah. And a bunch of other wild shit when they're out ripping and running on the street, and they have like, all these cats are just... Yeah, probably. I don't know about it. Yeah, but like, there's like a thing called cat AIDS. Yeah, I had to Google it. One time I Googled like, what's the point of a cat? Because I'm like really like trying to like learn. I'm like, what does a cat's tail do? What does a cat's whiskers do? Like, what are all these things? So I'm like sitting, so I'm like hanging out with this cat for like an hour and a half, waiting for my girlfriend to get home, and then she gets home, and then I'm like, she was all dirty, and I'm like, let's go give her a bath.
The cat, not your girlfriend.
No. I'm like, let's go. Like, she's like, what do you want to do? And we're calling, before we bring her upstairs, we're calling like shelters, but it's like a Friday night, I think.
Right.
And there was like no emergency thing, or if we brought her anywhere, it would have cost like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and we're not doing that, just yet. So we brought her upstairs. We were going to a wedding the next day. We in Maryland, so we had to leave the next day. So we fucking left her in our bedroom for like 2 days with a ton of food and water and like a litter box, because my girlfriend had an extra litter box, heated blanket, and we barricaded the door from the outside so that the other 2 cats couldn't get into the bedroom somehow.
Yeah.
And just left her there for 2 days. We're like, okay, let's like think of like what we're gonna do while we're away with the cat, and then we come back, we bring her to the vet just to get like any shots or whatever, and then And then we just like, she was like a lap cat. She would come and like just lay on my lap. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like she roped me in, this cat.
Yep.
And now I can't, like anytime I walk past her, I give her like a kiss on the head. And she's just like this adorable little tiny like tuxedo cat that I don't know how. I feel like the past couple of years, I've just been getting fucking brainwashed. I'm like, oh, AA is never going to work for me. Fuck all that cult bullshit. Now I'm like, oh, you got to do AA to get sober. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to. If I ever see a cat, I'm going to fucking punt it across the street. And now I'm like petting him every morning. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like changing.
Yeah, do you have like a lot of friends and family be like, I don't know him anymore?
Dude, my mom is so weirded out that I like cats now. She like doesn't understand it, you know?
Does she like cats?
No, my parents don't have, no. I don't, they share the same disappreciation.
That's why I love them.
Yeah, for cats. And I shared it too, you know? And then I'm like, all right, cats aren't that bad. Also, like her cats hated me, so they always ran away, so they were pretty low maintenance. I'm like, all right, so it's like not even like the cats aren't even there. It's just a lot of cat. Like I got fucking cat hair all over me.
You do actually, yeah. Now that you say it, I see it. Yeah.
We go through like one lint roller every 4 hours. So these cats are just now they're coughing up hair. There's 3 cats. We're buying all this cat food. I just cleaned up a hairball on our couch this morning. I woke up. I'm like, I'm gonna make a nice coffee. You know, maybe get some work done before I maybe take a shower, moisturize before I come down here. No, I'm fucking scrubbing this green hairball out of the couch for like 20 minutes. You don't know whose hairball. It could have been anybody's. Because they just lick themselves.
Right.
Just fucking go to town licking themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know, man. I'm like, and I didn't know this also, is that you can just fucking throw a cat and it'll be fine. You can just launch a cat.
They always land on their feet.
Fucking, you just throw them.
Yeah.
I'll every like so often I'll see how much farther away I can get from the couch to like throw my cat on the couch. Now I'm like a good like 15 feet away. And it just goes like in the air and just lands. Just
always on their feet. Right. It's the weirdest thing. Dude, cats are so freaking weird.
You have to watch. You got to go on YouTube. These cats.
Yeah.
Will fight any animal.
Oh yeah.
They don't give a fuck. So I have like this, and like this cat, like I've been struggling. You know, I've never been like homeless on the street, but like I understand the struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
this cat was out there just ripping and running, trying to survive, man. So like I have like this connection with this cat where I'm like, well, we both like the come up. You know what I mean? Like we were both down. Now we're just growing together. Me and this cat.
So you named this cat St. Christopher?
So my girlfriend has 2 cats. One is Parmigiano Reggiano. Oh. So it's Reggie. And she's going to fucking murder me for this. I keep forgetting what it's like Rigatoni Pomodoro or something. So Riggy. So it's Riggy and Reggie. Riggy and Reggie were her cats.
Okay.
This new cat, her name is Pepperoni. Or Pep for short.
Oh.
Trying to keep it within the...
I thought you for sure you were going to say Roni.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's a good one too. We just call her Pep. I don't know. But we kept it within the Italian cuisine ecosystem. So our dog's probably gonna be named fucking I don't even know, Meatball or something. Just butcher that one. I don't know what I eat Italian dishes all the time now. I spent all day yesterday at an Italian restaurant. I eat there all the time, and I don't know what's on the menu. It's like a different language.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Just bring me the pasta and gravy. I mean, it's something different every day. Pasta is like a million different dishes.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah, I have no idea.
My girlfriend's dad owns these 2 restaurants up in one in Bronxville, Scalini Asteria, and one in Tuckahoe, Mama Asunta's, and they're both like really, really good, dude. Like really, really good. You ever been to Vincent's Clam Bar?
Oh yeah, of course.
So Mama Asunta's is like similar to that in the sense of like, big portions, like really good sauce.
Yeah.
Really just really good food. Vincent's is like my favorite like restaurant of all time.
It's most people's favorites, yeah.
I fucking love Vincent's, dude. I go there, I'm like, I'm going to gain 10 pounds. I don't give a shit.
Just saying the name, I think you gain a few pounds.
I'm salivating right now. Just every time I say Vincent's.
Yep.
Which, because of the food, not because of any guys named Vincent, but... Yeah, I love Vincent so much. So
this whole cat thing though upsets me. But you're right. I had when my wife moved in with me before we got married. She had a cat and I had 2 dogs, but they were both little tiny things. But she lets the cat in, and immediately one of my dogs starts growling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, this was the first time we're bringing the cat into the house. So the door still was working its way to close, but the cat just, boom, bolted out. Dog went chasing after her as the dog, and so we couldn't get things closed in time. The animals were faster. My dog starts chasing the cat down a block. The cat runs 2 houses down and runs into the bushes. Right, my dog follows her right in. You hear the shuffling. Mm-hmm. It was like a cartoon. Now my dog comes running out, and the cat is chasing my dog back to the house. And that was it. Ever since then, that cat ruled that house, man. The dogs went nowhere near her. And if they did go near her, she would go at them.
Dude, cats don't fuck around. It's
No,
like it's
not at
crazy.
all.
So it's the two cats, Riggy and Pep, fight, right? So Riggy like runs after Pep, but Riggy's like really like this dense, like big, hairy, like kind of chubby cat. She can't like jump vertically onto like countertops. So Pep can. So Riggy will chase Pep, and Pep will jump onto the kitchen counter, and then Riggy will like try to like climb up, and Pep will just fucking tee off and just smack her in the face.
Yep.
Like just constantly. So Riggy's got all these cuts, and I'm like, why don't you just stop chasing after her?
Right.
But like I don't know how cats think.
Right.
I can't get into the head of a cat, you know? But it's like it's like silly to me. I'm like, you're getting your ass kicked. Like maybe just give it a rest. Like leave the cat alone. Right. But I think they just want to fight.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
want to fight. Yeah.
Like we got these claws, we're sharpening them all day. I need to use them. I'm gonna fuck this couch up. I'm gonna fuck this cat up. That's what they do. They just scrape on shit.
This cat, like I said, chased a dog. One day it was like midnight, right? And I hear this weird screaming outside the house. I get out of bed. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's a squirrel, right? And it's running literally down the middle of my block. It's just running down right in the middle of the street. If there's the double yellow lines, that's where it would be, just running. And it's screaming as it's running, making these weird noises. I'm like, what's going on? 2 seconds later, there's our cat. Our cat was chasing this squirrel. One time, this cat got my daughter was little. I think she was like 2, and she was in the backyard, and she went behind some bushes in the back. The cat goes behind the bush. My daughter comes out with this big scratch on the face. I was mad. I was going to kill the cat on that one. But the reason I'm bringing all this up, this cat was declawed, but it would still be outside kicking ass, and somehow managed to scratch my daughter when it's declawed.
Yeah.
This thing was the meanest cat. My wife to this day will even joke about it. Yeah, that cat was mean.
That's a hot topic. People talking about if cats should be declawed or not.
Oh yeah.
You know, because it's like sort of like taken away. I mean, obviously you're like when you remove their fucking ovaries, that's one thing too. But
yeah.
Well,
I'm in the clear. It was declawed when I met the cat. So
yeah.
Blame my wife.
We try to cut my cats because they fuck us up if we like pick them up. So we try to cut their nails, and it doesn't work. We just get scratched more trying to hold them down.
But you take good care of your cats, man.
Love them.
Really?
Love the cats. Yeah. It's crazy, right? And it's like, I guess when you live with these creatures for so long, like I have now, you know, even before we moved in together, I was over her other apartment all the time.
Right.
I feed them every morning. I pretty much feed them every morning and most nights. Because my, girlfriend's usually at work or something. But every morning I wake up and just that's the first thing I do is just feed them, So it creates also this like dependence on me too, which is nice. So they know like I'm about to feed them. Dude, it's just, I don't know. It's
so
just
your
crazy.
mother is saying, "Who are you and what'd you do with my Sean?"
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because I used to hate everything. You know what I'm saying? I used to hate if it required me doing any sort of movement and it was anything not on concrete, like walking on a sidewalk, I didn't want to do it, And I got like sober and I'm like, someone was like, "Oh, you want to go? Yeah, you want to go cliff jumping?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'll go cliff jumping." And I literally fucking had to get x-rays on my spine, my rib cage, my jawline. I had a concussion because my fat ass was just fucking flailing.
Is there a video of that?
Dude, no.
Damn it.
There's a video of the guys I was with. They jumped from it was like a suicide. It was like the height of a bridge where they jumped at one point.
What the?
Insane shit. Right. So.
And this was after you went to rehab?
Yeah. So this is when I was in that house.
Oh, okay.
This was while I was in. So me and a bunch of the guys from the house, they were like, "You want to go cliff jumping?" And I'm like, in my head, I'm screaming no.
Right.
But like part of me, I was like one of the only people with a car. So I was like sort of like kind of had to.
But you can still just drive them there and watch.
Fucking just dropped them off like a soccer mom. Like, I'll be back in an hour. I'm gonna go get some tea. I'll be back in an hour.
You guys
No.
hadn't been through enough. Now you
Oh
want to go
my
jump off a
God,
cliff.
dude.
You're living with friars for months at a time, and now you want to jump off a cliff.
Dude, I fucking go. I'm like, and they were like, I'm like, should I wear shoes? They're like, no, you don't need to wear shoes. It was all sharp ass rocks walking. I'm like, like trying to walk around. So I keep my flip flops on until I get literally to the edge of the cliff, and I'm like, I'm just gonna keep them on and jump into the water with these on.
Yeah, because that'll help you
Right.
from getting hurt.
So I'm trying to like not jump per se. I'm like trying to like slide off the edge of the cliff. I don't know why. And I almost like hit the wall, dude. I almost hit the wall, and I just cleared the rocks. It wasn't even that high, but like gravity is not my friend. And I was like flailing, dude. I felt like I hit the water chin first.
Oh wow.
And I was just like, like this fucking. I felt like I was concussed.
Yeah.
It was so bad that I told myself, okay, that was so fucking terrible and traumatic. It can't be worse a second time. So then I go like maybe 5 feet higher, like this other ledge, and I jump. And I'm like, I get out of I hit the water. I felt like I could never like get. I felt like I was never gonna breathe again ever. And I finally like get out from the water. I'm like, and everyone's like, "Are you okay?" And I couldn't breathe, dude. Like it knocked the wind out of me. I was like seeing colors, dude.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
insane.
Yeah.
I was like, and then so someone had to jump into the water to help my fat ass. Oh, and then there was like a ladder to get out of the water, out of like this river, and I break the rung on the ladder. So then there was like
How did you break it?
There was just being like overweight. I mean, struggling to get my upper body like out of the water to get up on it, and some like 8-year-old behind me was like snitching. He's like, "Oh, he just broke the ladder," like yelling. I almost felt like, "Yo, shut up, bitch!"
Little punk.
Yeah, I almost threw an elbow at him. But then since I broke the ladder rung, I couldn't get out of the water, dude. It was out of control, and so then that spawned from me being like, "Oh yeah, no, new life. I have a new life, new frontier of sorts. Let me try some shit out." I agreed to one thing, and then I gotta go, and then I wake up the next morning, and I couldn't move, and I had my entire body was fucking bruised, dude. It was all
Holy
purple and
crap.
blue, whole body.
Try the opera. You don't have to go killing yourself.
I know. Maybe like a pottery class.
Yes, exactly.
Do a little like crocheting
Yes.
of sorts, you know? Somewhere where I'm sitting down.
Reading a book.
Of course.
Although I will say, though, I think I'd rather do all that than own cats.
Yeah, no, dude, you should try it.
No, I got a dog, and I'm good.
I know, I want a dog.
Yeah.
But I live in an apartment, and I don't want to. I would almost like rather shit on the floor than me have to like go take it out every 5 hours to go for a walk.
Well, true. I mean, that's what kids are for.
Right.
Child labor.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I make the kids take the dog for a walk.
I'd probably just like have it just take a dump on the wee wee pads, but then you're running through wee wee pads like crazy.
Oh
so-
yeah. And plus, the smell you just never get like it
Yeah.
just kind of permanently sticks around the house.
Yeah. So I mean, us getting that third cat sort of solidified
Yeah. There's
the fact that we're not going to get a dog,
There's
at
no
least
dog.
for a while. But I don't want to get a dog until I have some sort of backyard where I can just, you're free. type
Yeah.
shit.
No, it's true.
I want to walk it around Yonkers.
Yeah.
Everyone in Yonkers, like, they look at me like, "What are you doing here?" Because it's like they think I'm like a cop.
Right.
Yeah, dude, I go to this barber shop. It is in like there's literally it's like a scene from The Wire, bro. Everyone's like selling crack. It's just crazy. And I'm like, dude, no one's gonna fuck with me. Like, I want to go get my beard done. I don't get my hair done anymore. I just shave that shit, pick it,
I
right?
hear ya.
But I want to get my beard done nice by like some nice like like crafty like Puerto Rican dude. So I go there, and everyone stares at me, dude. They're like, what's this guy's story? Why is he here? And then I just go in and sit in a chair, and they're like, all right, I guess he's not, I don't know. But I'm so out of place there, I feel like. And I feel like people leave me alone because I look like a cop. Because there's some dicey areas in Yonkers.
Yeah.
Like, there's some like, I don't know who that, I just waved it.
I didn't even see anybody. Wow.
Maybe it was a ghost.
Oh, that's cool.
He had a manila envelope. I don't know. Is anyone here?
I thought I heard a door a few minutes ago, but there's usually not people here on Mondays, so I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. But yeah, so I go through like all these like dicey neighborhoods, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck it.
But you strike me as a type when you walk into that barbershop or the dicey neighborhood, you have like probably a cop look about. Yeah,
pump
yeah,
the
you
chest.
totally just.
I got like what does my girlfriend call it? It's like the eye or whatever. Like, you know, you squint.
Yeah, I have it. Yeah.
It's like basically permanent now. This crevice
Yep.
in between my eyebrows. So I just don't know what's fucking with me. I could have that switchblade up my ass like that woman.
I wouldn't. You don't scare me that much, but
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a whole different level.
I don't have like enough adult like tendencies to remember to like put a pocket knife in my pocket every single day. I would forget it. And then I wouldn't have it when I needed it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't have the adult tendencies to use it right. I would be like, oh, yeah? And then I somehow, just going like that, I'd slit my wrist or something. Like, I would just be a mess.
Dude, I was on that film set, and somebody handed me their fucking switchblade knife to, like, cut, like, something for a light. I had to cut a gel for the light.
Yeah.
He, like, flips it open for me, hands it to me, and then I cut the gel. Bro, I couldn't figure out. I'm like this 31-year-old dude, and I was so embarrassed to like I didn't know how to fucking close it, bro. I'm like trying to figure it out. I'm like this sharp ass knife. I'm like moving it around in my hands trying to find where I'm gonna. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, bro. And I just handed it to him like with the
Boy
blade
Scout
still
of me.
out.
Oh, really? I would hold the blade and give it to him handle first. You know, being polite. There you go.
Yeah, I was like, so I'm pretty much useless with most things.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much me too. Yeah, I'm with you. My phone is ringing, but I'm not answering it. If I knew who it was, I'd answer it. But
is it a 516 number?
Yeah, it says Floral Park. I don't know if I know anybody. Well, I do have friends in Floral Park, but
you ever take phone calls?
Oh yeah, we have phone calls. You know what? The phone's been off, but yeah, we have phone lines. Why you want people to call in and say hi?
Well, why not?
All right, let me. I'll put the phone number.
Give it a shot.
I hope the phones are working. Who was it? Somebody was telling me that they didn't think it was working. Where's the phone number graphic? Okay, there we go. Let me put us down a little bit.
Nice.
Bam. There we go. There's a phone number right above my head.
516-465-3990 for the visually impaired that are listening in right now.
If you would like to call in and say hi to Sean Kearns.
Yes. Here's your chance.
This is your chance. Could they win an opportunity? Could they win something with you?
I will roast them.
Oh, you will roast them.
I'll do a 20-second roast.
Nice.
Based on their voice alone, because I don't know who's calling.
So now, all right. So now I gotta move things around a little bit, make this a little prettier. Let's see.
Yeah.
I can put that there.
What is that? Wirecast?
That is correct.
Wow.
Are you familiar with it?
No.
Oh, you just read it somewhere on here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. I was very impressed for a second.
I had a podcast.
Right. Yeah. Not anymore?
No, there was no screen. It was just me. It was just me in my parents' basement trying to be like Bill Burr because I'm an asshole. I'm just talking to myself for an hour.
You couldn't get Jason to spring for some equipment?
No, he did. No,
he did. Yeah. How rich is Jason?
He does well. He's a successful small business owner.
Shower doors, right?
Yeah, but he's doing. The IRS might be listening, so he's doing okay. You know. No, he's got this great company.
The IRS is not. They're fine because Jason has got to be and always has been one of the nicest guys that ever existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not just saying yes because you're on the air.
Absolutely not.
And I will. The last time you were here, I remember we talked about it before we went on air. You were saying what a great guy he is.
Dude, I don't make any decision, like almost any decision, like important one, without like consulting with my
really
first. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
Look
it's
at
like
you.
So like just on the way down here, I had like a couple questions. Like I'm getting like bent over in my apartment about
cats.
Not like actually physically in the apartment. No, like I'm getting these electricity bills. My girlfriend and I. The last electricity bill for the month for an 800 square foot apartment was $320. Yeah. They're like, and then the guy was like, "Oh, it's a statewide increase." I'm like, dude, that's when we moved in. They said whatever to get us to move in because we had this corner unit right across from this new construction. It was mad loud.
Okay.
So they really just said whatever they wanted to get us in. So we have it in an email like, oh, it's geothermal bullshit. It won't be more than $150 a month. $320. This was in July. And then the last like two bills after that were like $300 a piece.
Holy crap.
And I'm like, yo, I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to get in contact with the building and all this other shit. Like, hey, like who is this electricity company? Is there a point of contact Can someone please explain
Oh,
to us
so you
why?
don't get billed directly from the electrician?
No,
It's
the building is. Which is like
no
also
way.
like I think is like a little shady. I've
Yes.
never been in an apartment building before, so I didn't know how it worked. But I thought that usually it's you're paying just like you would pay your own fucking Wi-Fi
Exactly.
or whatever. So
right.
So I just thought it was all shady, and like they also gave us like a discount, like a $500 a month discount because of all the jackhammering going on across the street, and then they stopped the discount after like 4 months or five months. Meanwhile, there's still a lot of noise coming from across the street. So there's like two different things that were, but like the electricity bill especially. So the one before that was $180, and then $320. So that's like a 70% increase.
Yeah, man.
And so on, without any notice, without anything, no justification, no like explanation as to why. And so I was literally just calling them on the way down here because I'm like, all right, I've been like pushing this off. Like we just haven't been paying it. Like I'm not paying it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that is not, sustainable. I got to like contact them. And so I tried calling them. I'm pretty sure the guy from the building is giving me some bullshit fucking phone number because it went right to voicemail twice.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's going on, right? So then I call my dad to like be like, hey, what do you think? It's always like, not what should I do? Like, what would you do in this situation type thing. But basically it's usually, and like a lot of the times it'll be like what I'm already thinking, and I just sort of like, it just gets validated. So stuff like that, like that literally just on the way down here.
So what was his advice on the electric?
Well, it's hard to give advice because there's so many unanswered questions. Like one, I don't know if it's through the apartment building or if it's through this electricity company. I've been trying to get the old bills. We should have never thrown them out, but we don't have the old bills to compare. Is it the kilowatts that have gone up, or is it the price per kilowatt that's gone up? We don't have the old bills to try to compare. All I know is that one was $160 and the next one was $320. Wow. And it's like, okay, yeah, all right, it's a summertime. But the one before that was $140. So it was like $140, $180. I'm like, okay, that's what I thought was the upcharge for summertime, not $180 to $320.
Right.
So dealing with that, yeah. So and we're trying to like get a grip on that because that's like nonsense.
So this is all the best explanation for saying that Jason just wasn't any help. No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding.
Well, no, a lot of the times I'll call him and I'll be like, in my head, I'm like, actually, I don't really know what my question is. I feel like I felt like I had a question, but now that I'm like speaking out loud, I don't really know if I have a question, or if I do, I think I know the answer to it.
You just wanted to hear his voice.
Yeah, a lot of the time it's like validation or, but there's still like, there's so many unanswered questions. So, but I'm going to like walk into that building manager's office.
Yeah.
It's awkward because I'm not on the lease. So it's weird for me to be like, oh, explain this to me. They're like, who are you? You know what I mean?
Right.
You're just fucking the boyfriend.
Right.
You're
I'm
squatting.
the boyfriend.
Right.
But you show them that face, when you the same barbershop face.
Yeah, broad on the shoulders.
That's it. He'll tell you anything you want.
Yeah, I went to go buy a vape. In Yonkers. It was like a Friday night. It was late. And I go to this place during the daytime in Yonkers. So it's like a Friday night, and it's super late, and there's just all these people, like, just on the streets, just sort of loitering and whatever.
Yep.
Mad people in front of the smoke shop itself, and they're in front of the door. They're all like they're just having like a smoke out. They're all just smoking mad weed or whatever. I don't really give a fuck. But here I am. I'm like, do I even bother, bro? Like, do I even try to like tell them to move so I can get into this vape shop? Am I gonna get killed over a vape? That would be so embarrassing. And then I sit in my car across the street, and I'm like, well, I'm like, all right. Fuck that. Like, I'm gonna go over there. Like, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna go drive somewhere else.
Right.
For and then it ended up being nothing. But they were all looking at me like, I'm like, yeah, can I get in here? Like, and then I went in, and then, but it's just funny how I'm like coming into these like, because I come from fucking Bethpage, you know what I mean? So
the
it's
mean
like
streets of Bethpage.
Yeah, the mean streets.
That King Cullen was tough.
Right. So it's quite the dynamic, trying to just trying to digest all of that, but it's definitely interesting for sure.
All right, so maybe the phones aren't working because
that's why.
It's
gotta be broken.
Well, yes, I'm trying to think. Somebody told me recently that they tried calling and it didn't work, but then I tried and it worked. But yeah, because Maureen, I'm assuming that your mom just said that she tried calling, and I think it's your mom because then she wrote "No more cats" with a bunch of exclamation points. Did she not know about this cat?
I mean, that'd be quite a coincidence if it was a different Maureen.
Well, true.
No more cat. Like not a fourth, I imagine, is what she's alluding to.
Like stop now.
Yeah, I mean, she's preaching to the choir. You know, this fucking cat broke our Ninja blender. She like crouches like a gargoyle. She just tries to be at the highest spot possible. This new cat.
Yeah.
So she crouches on top of this, like, our blender that we just got from, like, Costco. And then one morning I wake up, or actually, no, my girlfriend found it, and it was on the floor. The whole thing was just broken. Like, the blender part was, like, shattered. And then we found out that she was, like, sneaking into one of the goddamn cabinets and, like, taking dumps and peeing where we, like, keep shit. Yeah. You know what's funny? I heard her in the cabinet one day. So I'm like, oh, this would be, like, cute. I like whip out my phone. I was gonna walk over to the cabinet, do like a cat reveal. I do the cat reveal, and then I hear a plop. I'm like, whoa! I like put my phone away and immediately rip her out of there. She's shitting on some popcorners that we had from Costco.
That would have went viral. You should have kept going.
Oh, I'm like, wait a minute. Because I opened I got a whiff, and it just smacked me in the face. And then I'm like, upon further inspection, there was fucking urine all over the bottom of the cabinet. So we have Velcro things now to, like, you know, as like a deterrent. Right. She can't get into it. But between that and the Ninja blender, we almost put her up for adoption. Because like these other cats, they just hide under the couch. They're not menaces. This cat is a menace.
Yeah, see, when you said Velcro, I'm thinking, yeah, catch the cat so it just hangs there.
No, but we should do that. We should just Velcro the cat onto the wall while we're outside the house.
Yeah.
We lock her in the bedroom, but then Riggy like fucking finds a way to, like, I don't know how she does it. She opens the door. Dude, I have no idea if she jumps up and like pushes the handle. I don't know how she gets into the bedroom, but without fail. So then sometimes we'll have to put like the laundry basket in front of the door, and then they still like figure it out. It's insane.
They're so weird.
They're smarter than me. They're outsmarting me almost every day. And I used to think I was a fairly smart guy. Yeah, these cats are just running circles around me. So I don't.
So your mom does. Yeah, she did confirm it's her. All right. So Maureen, my apologies for the phone's not working, but I am going to ask you a question, and then I guess you can just put it in the comments. What's with the pigs? Where'd they just go? They go away all the time. But she posted pictures of her and Jason.
Yeah, I think they were in the Bahamas.
It was something like that.
I don't know. Sometimes I'll call them. I'll call them sometimes, and they'll literally be like in a different country.
Yeah.
And I either forgot. Or they didn't tell me. She'll tell you that she told me, but I can't keep track.
I think in October alone they took 2 vacations, didn't they?
Dude, I think so.
Yeah, and there was a picture of her and Jason on some beach holding pigs.
Yeah, they're crushing it.
That's not a vacation to me. I don't want to hold a pig.
By the way, they don't invite me anywhere. So just want to put that on the air.
Well,
there's a level of accountability.
Well, look what happens when you do go away.
Probably because I wouldn't be able to pay for it. I'd be like, oh, you guys, you know?
Or people just get really sick when you go away with them.
The last vacation they took me on, I went to Cancun in 2016, and that was like the tail end of like my destruction of like drinking. I almost didn't make it back, dude. I don't know how.
Oh, really?
Sometimes I think back on it, and I'm like, I was trying to like die there. It was insane. So that was like the last vacation with them.
All right, she said it was. You can always keep the cat in the Ninja blender. Yeah, good idea. It was awesome. We went swimming. We went swimming with the pigs. That sounds like some. You know, like you go to swimming with the fishes. Like that sounds like some kind of slang. Oh, you go swimming with the pigs. And then you're saying you don't go on. They don't take you on vacation. She goes, "Oh my God, you're 31."
In this economy, I got to take myself on vacation. I can't be doing that. Not with these electricity bills.
You know, well, I'm going to put the pressure on you. They'll take you on when you have kids. When they have the grandkids, then they'll take you guys on vacation because they want to or they'll just take the grandkids, and that gives you more time at home by yourself.
She's already pressing me and my girlfriend for grandkids.
I'm
still on Medicaid. You know what I'm saying? I can't even afford like the electricity bill. You know,
right.
I'd be reusing diapers if I had a kid. I'd be recycling diapers. I'd be like forcing my girlfriend to breastfeed. Like, no, you have to breastfeed. I'm not buying formula. Right? That's how it works. I have no idea.
It can. It doesn't always work that way, but it can.
It just seems like breast milk is cheaper than buying formula. Right. Also, there's like these shortages or something
of breasts.
No.
Oh, I got you. I was just being stupid.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to do with a baby, to be honest. You know, I would have no idea.
You know what to do with cats?
Not really. I really don't. I'm still learning. But cats take care of themselves. A baby, you kind of have to like
take care of themselves. They're dumping and pissing in your cabinet.
I hear they're time consuming. So it's like, let me Maybe get like health insurance or some sort of pension first.
That might help.
Right?
Well, I'll tell you, because we have a dog that we just got him in July, and he's 2 years old. I almost forgot what it was like to have, because my kids are in their 20s, and I almost forgot what it was like, because this dog is constant. Like, oh, we got to get the dog this, or we got to get the dog that. Just this weekend, I spent $100 on toys and food and snacks, because this dog constantly, which I wish I knew more women like this. This dog constantly has to have something in his mouth. So that was a bad joke. Sorry. But
Teething.
Yeah, but he's 2 years old. So, but and then I'll get him a bunch of food and snacks and toys, and he destroys toys. He just destroys them to pieces within seconds sometimes. So then now he's got nothing, and then he starts moving on to the railings on the stairs or something. I'm like. And then I'm like, go outside because you're killing me.
He's like, these toys don't cost enough. I need to find something more expensive to ruin.
But then I throw him outside. Next thing I know, he's digging up the sprinkler heads and he's chewing. I'm like, this dog.
Get one of those like taser collars, right? I mean, that's what I'll probably do when I have a kid.
Yeah.
I'll probably get one of those like collars.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah. That's a good idea. Maybe I will do that because we got one of the pull chain collars, but by the time you get in there to actually reach the collar and pull, he's already running away from you.
Yeah.
It's like, and I can't chase the fucker. Fremder, I used to breastfeed until my mother told me she only liked me as a friend. Don't encourage him.
That's Rodney Dangerfield's joke.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Fremder, you've been caught. You're stealing Rodney's jokes.
That's you know what I did? I was like watching, like to your point about like reusing jokes or like using material. I watched like every Johnny Carson appearance he had from like 68 to like 83 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he would use a lot of the same.
He didn't change his act word for word, at least for the last 20 years of his life. It was the same exact act.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it worked.
That's the thing. You're Rodney. You can get away with that. I saw Rodney once. It was him and Bob Nelson.
Oh, you saw both of them?
Yeah, Bob Nelson
that
opened up.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it not only so yeah, this was I think 86 maybe. Unbelievable show. But then, was it summer of last year? Might have been. It was either 21 or 22. Bob Nelson came in here, and he sat on that couch. It was him and Rob Bartlett, and because the two of them came up together. Bartlett, Rob Bartlett's great, but unfortunately, he should be just as well known as Bob Nelson, but he's not. But I think probably his biggest claim to fame was he was on Imus for years. Do you remember?
Absolutely not.
You don't know who Don Imus is?
Oh yeah, there was a show, I guess.
Yeah, he was like a Howard Stern type.
Okay,
but he came long before Stern. But yeah, so Rob Bartlett was on his show for many years. But the two of them came up together in the early '80s, and Jackie the Joke Man was with them. Eddie Murphy was a part of the whole group. But the two of them sat on that couch. I had the cameras rolling, and all they did was they would talk about stuff from when they were coming up, and they would go into their old bits together because they would do stuff on stage together. And man, I'm just sitting here like. They're 5 feet away from me, and I'm just sitting here watching these two geniuses
do that. Appreciating the art, yeah.
And also, like, thinking, how did this happen? How did I end up in this room with these two guys? Like, it was unbelievable. It was one of my favorite things ever to ever happen in this room. It was just,
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're fortunate in here.
Yeah.
We've had some memorable times and some memorable people.
Well, this place is like historic. When I go to whenever I take a shit in that bathroom, I'm like, wow, Jerry Seinfeld took a dump on this same toilet.
Yes.
It's like it's full of like history. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people got their start here, or at least they have just such an appreciation for this establishment. A lot of comics come from Long Island.
Yeah.
So,
there was
a crazy amount.
Ton of them. Yeah. It's insane. And then a lot of them have pictures hanging up on the hallways here, but yeah, in the 80s, even the early 90s too, such a boom. I mean, the 80s, like I said, Jackie the Joke Man, Rob Bartlett, Bob Nelson, Adam Ferrara, Eddie Murphy, Rosie O'Donnell eventually, and then you're going into the 90s, you had Kevin James and all
Ray
those
Romano.
Guys. Yeah. Kevin James, and I've said it a million times on the show, but Kevin James was in here once. He wouldn't go on the air, but he was in. His brother went on the air. Gary Valentine.
Yes,
he's been in here. He's cool. Sometimes I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm sitting in here with this guy or that one. Yeah. All right, and speaking of governors, it's just about time for us to go, but I am going to put you on the spot.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's 12:30. I'm going to put you on the spot. How come you can't do this? You're not doing the show here on the 2nd. And are you headlining? Oh,
Do you know why I'm not doing
No,
the show
I have
on
no
second?
idea. Because you've been back here, so I thought it has nothing to do with things from the past, right? Or does it?
My past.
Yeah.
So,
but you've been here since.
Yeah, no, of course. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. So
I mean, we don't have to if you don't.
No. Totally fine. Because it's nothing like terrible. So,
Right.
I have an ex-girlfriend who has been getting into stand-up.
Oh.
Great for her. Super happy for her. So, I come to find that she is on the same show as me. She got into the competition with John Butero.
Oh,
So-
okay. That's this weekend.
That's the 25th. Is that this weekend?
Yeah, that's this weekend. Oh, okay. Oh, you're doing that too?
No.
Oh.
So I was scheduled. So this is the thing. So I
Okay.
was scheduled to be for the 25th.
Okay.
And I didn't think it would be best if we shared the same show. So
Okay.
I decided I had called John and like, hey, just like absolutely nothing. She's a great, terrific person. I just felt that my family being there and her family being there, it would be best for all involved if we just did separate shows. Obviously, if we both make it to the next round, it's unavoidable.
Right.
But for the time being, I just felt that, it was just so sudden and I didn't really know what the right answer would be as far as like what to do. So I called John up and then he had an opening he's just super laid back, super like helpful and super nice. And he's always just so encouraging to me too. Like he'll always like make me feel like he's just like, he always like say, I'm proud of you and stuff like that.
John's all right.
He's great. So
yeah, he's good.
So that's why I thought maybe you knew. I thought you knew.
No, I have no
drama.
idea.
So that's why I changed it to the second.
Okay.
It gives me more time too anyway. So
Sure.
but I wanted to do it here.
Yeah.
But that place is, the pub he does a ton of shows there, so I'm sure it'll be great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he puts on good shows. Jeff Bosey's watching. Good afternoon and have a great day, everyone. Well, you too, pal.
Oh, it's very nice.
You
Thank
know
you,
Jeff.
Yeah.
Is Jeff one of the weirdest people you've ever met?
No, Jeff's cool. Jeff's cool. I don't know.
Well, he could be cool and weird.
Yeah, you know what? It's like to my earlier point, like I am so like ingrained in like what I need to say on stage when I'm back here with other comics. I really don't get, and that's detrimental, right? I don't get the chance to really like have meaningful conversations with the people that I'm on a show with because I'm
that's got to change.
Yeah, no, it
there's
absolutely
some great
does.
people back here, and there's a lot of interesting, fun.
Yeah. And Jeff was busy because he was hosting one of the shows, so we
okay.
really,
He's usually busy in the back by the dumpsters. Yeah. But in fact, just last night, Peter Bales is walking around. I love talking to Peter Bales, and the backstage is, I don't know, to me just as great as being out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So all right. So December 2nd. What's the name of the place again?
Radigan's.
Radigan's,
Which
right?
I thought that was a hotel. Because what is it fucking called? It's called the Radisson.
The Radisson.
I thought it was a hotel. I'm like, oh, great. Like, that'd be cool, like being at a hotel. But no, it's a pub.
It's a pub. It's on Hempstead Avenue. No, not Hempstead Avenue. Long Beach Road. You don't know?
It could be.
Oh, okay.
I have no.
If it's a place I'm thinking of, it's a nice place.
I don't even. I don't know. I don't think I have the poster for it. But let me just real quick.
Yeah, I looked on your page. I didn't see anything.
Yeah, because that was a sudden. Radigan's Pub and Casual Dining, traditional American cuisine. South Hempstead, right?
Yeah.
1094 Long Beach Road, South Hempstead, New York, 11550, United States.
It's a great place. It's a really nice place. And you're going to kick ass, which means you'll then be back here at Governor's.
Wheelchair accessible.
There you go. Perfect.
Contactless payments. What more could you want?
Bosey said you still owe me 20 from the dumpster fund. Yeah. All right. I got one last thing I wanted to ask you, and then we're going to say goodbye here. Quick. Because I always, I forget if I did it with you last time or not, but a lot of times when I have guests in here, I look at Facebook and I look at mutual friends and I just list a few. But I was going to skip that because we're out of time. But there was one name in particular. I'm like, holy shit, you know that guy? Wade Wicks.
Oh, we talked about him.
We did talk about it last time. See, I don't know why I'm
good guy though.
Really good guy.
Also, I don't have much to add to that.
That's fine.
I think we did a show together.
Did a show. Good
very
guy.
Nice guy.
There you go. All right. Andy Plajanos, let me know who the ex is. I'm going to be judging. Oh, Andy Plajanos is judging on Saturday. So we got to tell him who the ex is so he can bump her off.
No.
Yes.
She's such a terrific person. I want her to do well. I wish her the best.
So that you can come in and beat her in the next round.
No. I don't honestly. This is such a weird thing for me. I don't know how to navigate this. To be honest, I don't know what the right.
When was the last time you saw her?
It's been a while.
So all right. So time. It's it's gone. It's history. Hi, nice to see you. Good luck tonight. Really good to see you.
Sure. I think because I knew, like, if that was the only show, then right. But I knew this was like a 3-show tournament that he was doing, so I knew I had the opportunity to just switch it if I could. So I just decided to do that.
But if you're both actively in stand-up, you're going to cross paths.
Of course.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Are you afraid the families are going to rumble or something?
No. Her family's great. Her family's great. I don't know how I would feel doing my material in front of her family. So
a lot of it is about her, isn't it?
No. But
I'm totally messing around.
I don't know. I had no idea. I'm like,
you just don't want to see her.
Dude, I saw it on Facebook. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck do I do about this? It was like I immediately called my mom. Like, what do I do about this? You know?
You called mom. You didn't call Jason.
No. I called my mom.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what? And then I'm like. And then I messaged John. I'm like, dude, call me when you can, like, so we could just talk about this or whatever. Yeah. No, I wish her the best. I wish her the absolute best. She's a great person. So.
Until she's competing against him in this contest.
Oh, then she's fucking going down. I mean, no, I need to win this. I'm trying to just skip over having to do all the work, and I just want to start headlining.
Let's be honest. If she was going down more, she wouldn't be an ex.
Oh my goodness.
You started it.
Oh boy. No comment.
I'm totally being stupid. So, totally go. Yeah, because we're going to see this guy in the big room one of these days with.
Hopefully.
Absolutely, we will. All right, it is time for us to go. Thank you, pal. Fun as always, and I'm glad it was a semi-normal show this time.
This is very nice.
Now, do you have anybody waiting in the car? Or
no.
Cats?
Yeah, no,
kids?
I have an infant. She's in the trunk. Fucking,
she's
I was
safe
insane
in
when they brought their kids in.
Yeah, and then after the show was over, she then brought the kids in because they needed to use the bathroom. And Grandma was hanging around, and it was... I think I just blacked that out of my head.
Breathing car fumes for an hour and a half, and then go and like pee because they stuck them somewhere without any plumbing.
Didn't they get to a fight or something and ended up leaving early or something?
They were like talking shit about his mom for like 20 minutes.
The one who was in the car.
The one who was in the car.
Yeah.
Why are they all here? Why was anyone besides him in the vicinity?
Right.
I'll never know.
Yeah.
I'll know when she comes to find me.
Yeah.
Gouges my eyes out.
He said Yonkers just to throw her off. He actually lives in in the Hamptons.
No, I live in Rochester actually. So
right. Live in Boise, Idaho.
Yeah, right.
All right, we're out of here. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Monday. What's today? It's Monday, so we got Steve Squared tonight at 6:30. The Wirt is on tonight at 8 o'clock, and then I'll be back here tomorrow with Sean Elliott. Do you know Sean Elliott?
I don't.
He's black.
Okay, I like his name.
He's a great dude, very funny guy. He's in a wheelchair.
Okay.
But great comedian.
He'll fit back here.
What's that?
He'll fit through here.
He fits back. Yeah, he comes in every Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
And that's part of his work release. No, I'm totally. Me and Sean get racial with each other all the time, so it's fun. Me and Sean will be in here tomorrow doing Tuesday trivia. And then I think that's it for us until Thanksgiving. Although I talked with Andy Plajanos last night, I think we are going to be here Friday. And a lot of you guys are off on Friday, so if anybody wants to come join us on Friday here in the studio, let me know. Let me know, and maybe we'll fit some of you guys in here. Would love to have some people join us. Love when the guests come in. So there you go. That's that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So come on back Friday.
All right.
Bring your mom.
We'll see.
Bring Jason.
No promises.
He can do a little sales pitch on his... We'll let him do a 30-second live commercial for his shower doors.
Oh.
Because, he needs to do that.
He doesn't need it.
No, he doesn't need it at all.
He doesn't need it.
Maybe we can just... Maybe we'll just get him to sponsor this room or something.
Well, was it Black Friday? Maybe I'll maybe I'll go trample someone for a TV or something.
Go trample somebody for a shower door.
For an air fryer.
Yeah, we got stores right here. We got PC Richard right here. We got the flea market.
Fuck, just start gorilla swinging in a store.
for no reason.
For a PlayStation.
Oh, why'd you beat up that woman? What were you buying? Nothing.
Yeah, no.
Just wanted to beat her up.
Yeah, I don't have any money.
All right, everybody enjoy yourselves. So you got Steve Square tonight and the Wirt as well tonight. We will see you guys tomorrow for Tuesday Trivia. Thanks again. And how do they find you for social media?
Sean Kearns, Instagram, SeanKRNS. That's it. That's it.
And that's in there too.
If you don't have Instagram, I don't want to know you anyway. So
come see him December 2nd. Keep tabs on him. Yep. And 'cause he's great. All right. See you guys later. See ya. What will you experience at a Knockem Dead Comedy Murder Mystery Show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And of course, some music. Knockem Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what?
Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knockem Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. You had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties,